Good morning. How is everybody today? Hi, Kathy Wills. I must have sat here for like 10 minutes trying to figure out what to do, what to talk about, and I got nothing. There's like so much going on. It's hard to just pick anything to talk about. So I thought I would just grab some coffee and come sit out here with y'all and just see what happens, who shows up, and what are we going to talk about. Um, I can tell y'all how to be sassy. Anyway, mm, coffee's good this morning. This morning we have it's cooler, so I'm appreciative of the morning coolness. Hey, Virginia Bushcrafter, doing well. How you doing? Thanks for coming on. Hey, Nene, good morning. USMC, good morning to you. Just thought we'd hang out together. Y'all grab some coffee or whatever your favorite beverage is, and we'll just hang out here on the patio and chat with everybody. Were on a camping trip all last week. And then when we came home, I did a little bit of RV renovation. I did a small little kitchen update in the RV, and that was kind of fun, but a lot of stressful. If you want to see some of that stuff, I do have another channel. It's called 5 Rookies DIY, the number 5 Rookies DIY, and it's all typed in together, no spaces. And we started that. We have just some fun stuff that we do with our RV, or we went on a Disney trip and that kind of stuff. So anyway, oh, Nene, 55 degrees. Oh yeah, coffee time to warm up. Oh my goodness. I have another friend who lives in upstate New York, and she said that she already saw trees turning colors, and she's dreading the winter months. But upstate New York, winter starts in September. Hey, Glenda. Hey. And okay, so I need to know how to say this. Is it Higgy Homestead or Higgy Hig Hig Hoogie Higgigigi? Oh my gosh, I see you all the time on Instagram. Hooga, hooga, hooga. Oh yeah, I hear it is really hot in the south. So hot it hurts, huh? Oh my gosh, that is bad kind of hot. Oh no. Yeah, when we get back to Virginia, it's really nice. I'm really surprised. This is August, and usually it's a lot hotter right now. So I'm actually thankful for the cool weather. That must mean that the dew point is lower, and that means, yeah, when the dew point gets above 60, I start going, whoo. But when it's up to, like, we were down in Southern Virginia, and the dew point gets above 70, I have a hard time breathing, y'all. Oh my gosh, I'm such a weak person. Oh, it means cozy, peaceful home. Hooga. I love that. Love the name of your channel. Now I know a little more. USMC, we have a festival in our village this weekend, and then school starts. Oh gosh, yeah. Have fun. Do all the last fun stuff before we got to start getting back to the grind. Here in Virginia, where I am in Northern Virginia, school started on last week. It started on Tuesday for the city, and then like the county schools started this past Tuesday. So everybody is back in school. But I homeschool, and we don't start till September 6th. And y'all, this is my last year of homeschooling. My youngest is gonna graduate in June of next year. I cannot believe it. She's gonna turn 18 in December. Oh my gosh, where'd the time go? Um, so we are, I'm doing lesson planning. Uh, doing lesson planning this week to get our first quarter plan. Well, actually, it's kind of like the first Well, yeah, first quarter planned. And then we also have, I'm a troop leader for our American Heritage Girls troop here in the area. And I love girls. I love, oh gosh, don't take that out of context, y'all. Oh my gosh, someone's going to take that out of context. I love mentoring girls, young girls. Our motto is building women of integrity through service to God, family, community, and country. And and mentoring these young women into adulthood is just a passion of mine. I hate paperwork though. If y'all have ever been in any kind of a troop, like that's a youth character development organization, paperwork is awful. Yeah, so Virginia Bushcrafter, I actually teach. I teach all the subjects. I pick all the curriculum. Um, I do all the grading, all that stuff. So I've done this for 18, 2023. Yes, this is my 18th year doing it. And I have done everything from boxed curriculum sets to having my kids on an online academy. I've had them in co-ops. I started a co-op thanks to COVID. That's no longer going. But yeah, I do all of the teaching and do everything. USMC County started yesterday, but our kids homeschool and we're starting Monday. High school is hard. It is. It's challenging. And you know what I've enjoyed as much as I've had all kinds of headaches over these 18 years. You know, sometimes I'd see the school bus go by and I'd be like, "Oh, if I could just send my kids to school." But it's rewarding watching my kids learn, and I've learned a lot of things that I didn't learn in the public school system when I was growing up. There are a lot of things that I did not learn. So I relearned a lot of things with my kids as they were growing up. I have to say some of the best years were third, fourth, and fifth grade. And then I enjoyed like the pre-high school things. Like eighth grade I really liked too. That was, for some reason, I liked that year. But yeah, so yeah, high school is tough, but you know, we have you know, there's lots of online resources for tutors. We're a member of Homeschool Legal Defense Association, HSLDA. We've been members with them ever since we started, and they have all kinds of mentors for subjects that, you know, as a member I can call someone up, like, you know, like you would maybe a school advisor, things like that. You know, they help you. I have a struggling learner. My oldest was that, so they helped me through that third and fourth grade year. I was able to utilize those benefits and talk to people and go to workshops and stuff. So yeah. Um, oh, Cookie, you mentored two young girls. Been school shopping, huh? Yep. USMC, your daughter did AHG. We have a huge troop at our church. Yeah. See, I had one. We had the only troop out here west of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We were the only troop. This is when I was our former troop. We were the only troop out here. And as the years went on, we had one of our families started a different troop at another church across town, and they also had the Trail Life USA, and so they met. So that was helpful for families that had boys and girls, so they were able to meet on the same night. And so that was very helpful. And then our troop folded shortly after, let's see, 2021, after COVID. It just kind of really tore our troop apart. So we merged with this troop, and so it's really big. And of course, I inherited the troop leader position. I have one more year. My daughter, my youngest, is doing her Stars and Stripes project, which, if you're familiar with the Eagle Scout project and all the work that goes along with that, this is the equivalent of that. My oldest is a Stars and Stripes recipient. She was one of the first 500 to receive it. And now my youngest daughter, I don't know if she'll be within the first 1,000 or not. She probably will. So, Nene, I homeschooled my boys 5 years and they graduated at public school. That's great, Nene. You know, I do believe, like, I have a homeschooling is a great foundation. It gets them so, they're not concerned, hear me out on this, they're not so concerned about their grades. They develop, at least through homeschooling, because they were able to do it at home with us, that we were able to just teach them like how to, it's okay if you don't know something, we're going to go look it up. You know, the answers are out there and we're going to go find them. And I'm not saying that they have a love for learning, but they just realize that life is learning. You learn all the time, you learn something new all the time, and we're just going to go look for it. We're going to go find the answers. And they didn't have to be so concerned about grades. That's all I hear a lot of some of the friends that they have in public school. It's all about grades and tests and grades and grades and this test and this test. And we were just learning things. So that's one of the reasons why I really liked homeschooling. Yeah, I don't like what they're teaching at school either. And y'all know, listen up, okay? This is for everybody. If you have school age children or not, this is for everybody. You live in a school district, okay? And it, as far as I know, all states are like this, but here in Virginia, you know, our property taxes that we have, like on our land and our home and that kind of stuff, those go into the school system. You are a taxpayer, you have a voice. So I encourage you to attend a school board meeting that's in your area and voice your opinion on the material that they're teaching. Um, Ask questions. Where is the money going? Um, you know, advocate for choices. You know, like our homeschool kids don't have the same opportunities as public school kids did, where, you know, like with band or choir, sports, that kind of stuff, because, you know, they just didn't want us in. Now there were some private schools or like Christian academies and stuff that they would allow homeschoolers to come in and play sports with them, like basketball or maybe do something with music and stuff. But even then, it's still very limited for us. So we started, you know, here in my area, we started our own sports league. Um, and as far as I know, they play tournaments. There's soccer and basketball. So yeah. Now that my children are in high school, I took over our homeschool support. Oh, woo! You got a big responsibility there. We've been around for 25 years and our HSLDA member group. That is awesome. Hey Thor, how you doing? We're doing we're doing pretty amazing. As long as I have coffee, I'm pretty amazing. Yeah, state testing is a big thumbs down. Now, some people may ask that I get asked a lot if we tested our kids, as far as like state tests or those standardized tests. And I did do that. I did it a couple times. I don't do it every year. Um, I kept their school, all of their like projects that they would do, reports, things like that that they had to do for a class. I kept their tests and that kind of thing, and like your taxes, I kept it for a few years. And then in high school, you keep their records and make their transcripts and record everything that they do, the books that they read, and that kind of stuff. Or if they go, like we had debate classes and we do things like that, and then I would show progress, and that was always more important to me. Um, and my son actually asked me the other day, he was filling out a job application and they wanted to know what his GPA was. And I was like, I'm like, you're not in school right now, but I'm like, okay, like, what did you graduate with? And I'm like, okay, let me go find my records. Excuse me, I still have this lingering cough, you guys. It's not bad though, it's only like in the morning. So, anyway, yeah, so there's lots of one of the things that people have always said too about homeschooling, you can do it, you can homeschool off grid. You don't need to record so much. Um, Most states, there are some states that are really strict, like New York is one of them. My friend up in New York, she's always telling me about all the stuff that they have to do, and they don't have a lot of options to homeschool as far as what exemptions you can file and things like that. Here in Virginia, you can file for a religious exemption, and then you only file your notice of intent to homeschool once. You do it one time, and that's it. And I wouldn't suggest. I mean, if you're going to do religious exemption, um, I believe that if you're going to do homeschool, that you'll be called to do it. You'll be led to do it. You will have a conviction to do it. And you can file here in Virginia under religious exemption. And I actually, before I really understood how that worked, I had just originally I had a conviction that this is what the Lord wanted us to do in our lives, and I followed that conviction, and that's how we wrote our notice of intent, and we filed under that exemption. But as I learned later, just how important that was, is that they stay out of our business, we stay out of their business. I was like, I didn't want anybody showing up at my door. I didn't want anybody thinking my kids were truant or something, but I liked having that freedom to be able to build whatever curriculum we wanted. We didn't have anybody like hovering over us and telling us, you need to have this, or you need to file this, that, and the other thing, and so that they can still keep tabs on your kids. I didn't like that. And so now I really realize how important that is, about having religious exemptions for that. Have a great day, Nene. Thanks for stopping by. No, Virginia Bushcrafter, no, they don't have to take anything in order to graduate. Nope, we get our diploma from HSLDA, but there's no record of saying that they did this, that, or the other thing. There's no test that they have to take to get their diploma. Um, no, one of the big things about this whole thing about homeschooling and educating your children, we have been so ingrained um, as a society to think that we can't teach our children, or that everything we do we have to report to someone, and you have to do this. No, we don't have to. When you look at modern education in the public school system, it's fairly a modern thing. When you go back into the early days, early, like long time ago, a couple centuries ago, a couple hundred years ago, but yeah, the this public education and the government overreach, they want you to record this and do this and all this, and no, you don't have to. According to now, as a good homeschool family, we want to make sure that our kids get, the education that they need to be productive citizens in society, um, to, be able to get into maybe the college that they want to go to. My kids were dual enrolled, at least my older two, were dual enrolled both. So their senior year, we did school here, at home. We had our classes, but they also took college classes. Um, and it was, they were fine. There was no standardized test or anything. That is just for, so standardized testing is mainly for schools to report to the government how well they're doing and how much funding they'll get. So it's not necessarily showing how well students are doing, although they do that. The bigger thing is reporting, how many students there are, how well they're performing in certain areas, and so it's for statistics and money. So yeah, people need to get, sorry, the sun really is getting me on this one, get outside of the building, and homeschooling, and it's a lifestyle. Yes, we are considered a private school and are not required to file anything. Right, right. it's, it's one of these things during COVID when people were like kind of, when lockdowns happened in 2020 and everybody was kind of forced at home. Um, oh gosh, who's this? Hey, Lori! Y'all, Lori's Thrifty Kitchen. You see her down in the comments. Y'all need to go over to her channel and give her support if you haven't subscribed to her channel. Do that. And also, she has a live stream tonight. Right? Today's Friday, right? She has a live stream tonight. She's going to be talking about things that have been going on with her. Y'all pray for her and go visit her channel. Hey, Double D. Gotta get those chores done, girl. Let's get them done. But so one of the things that bothered me a lot that I was hearing during 2020, and I was hearing it on the news from just news people, that especially women, they were saying, we can't teach our children. We have to have teachers do it. No, you can teach your children. A lot of people just aren't thinking. They're so locked into the template of life that your kids. Sorry, a bug. That you send your kids to daycare, preschool, then you get them into school, and they do school, then they do all the school things, they graduate, they go to college, and they graduate college, and then they do this, and we need other people to do that for us. No, you have every ability in you to teach your children, okay? And whether it is you do all the teaching yourself like I did, and for me, I just learned right along with them for some subjects. Most I'm able to teach and read along with them. I read books with them. I read all of their material, obviously, because I had to test them. I mean, even though my curriculum was there for me, if let's say I buy a certain history program or history curriculum, and daily it's there, because there's tests, there's quizzes, and that kind of thing. I don't make those up, but I've had to do that. I've had to do that when finances were tight. I reused all of my curriculum, didn't give anything away until I was absolutely done with it. I'm deviating, but yeah, we have to get out of the thinking of that we can't do it, someone else has to. No, you can do it. And people, I would take my kids when they would have kids voting. So when we would have election years, and I would take my kids voting with me, and they would do, they would vote, and we would tell them that we homeschooled. This one guy said to me, like, you must be, they must get all A's. And I said, no, actually, they don't get all A's. They get A's in certain subjects, but sometimes they get C's. And we work on those. Like, I guess he thought that, I just automatically gave my kids A's. No, my kids got grades just like everybody else. I averaged them out. They got B's. Anyway, just ignorance there. The one whom Jesus loves. Hey, I haven't said hi to you yet. We love homeschooling, and our youngest is graduated. Oh, I'm right behind you. My youngest is graduating next year. Yeah, teaching them is work, but it's so worth it. It really is. I can't tell you the times. It was so funny. My oldest was in, I think it was 4th grade, and we were memorizing like parts of the Declaration, parts of the Constitution, and they were doing these studies, Constitution studies, and you know what? They can understand it at 4th grade. Oh my gosh. Because my daughter looked up to me and she said, wait a minute, this says that if our government is I'm summarizing, but basically a 4th grader, if the government is doing things that are wrong, we have the ability to get a new government in. And I said, that is absolutely right. And she goes, so why are we not doing that? And I was like, that's a very good question. And I was telling her we're trying, and we just talking about elections and stuff like that. But, from her 4th grade self to her now 23-year-old self, it's like, no. She's not like, something's not working. And I'm like, yeah, something is definitely not working. There you go, the one whom Jesus loves. I homeschooled and worked part-time and kept up my household. Yes, ma'am. I say yes, ma'am. Yes, yes to everybody who homeschools, because it could be dads. I've had some homeschool dads. I've had, homeschool moms. I've had single moms homeschooling, which there's a lady who lived, oh gosh, I think she was in the Chicago area, and she was in like very low income housing. She was like, and she helped other single moms learn how to homeschool their kids. And it can be done. You just have to think outside of this box that we're in. Like, if I can't do it because I have to work, figure out another way. There is a way to do it. Lori, I subbed for a few months last year. It was awful. I hated it. There were a few really good kids, but most just didn't care, and I actually had middle school girls laugh at me. It was awful. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, great question. And my poor kids, y'all, my poor kids, they're young adults. I have 23, 20, and 17, who's going to be 18 in December. Anyway, I have young adults in my household. and and I get it. I see what they're telling me. They have this don't get mad at them, okay? Hear them. This is what I tell everybody. These young adults need to be heard because it's valid. Why should they vote? Because they saw what happened in the last election, even the time before that. But they saw what happened in this last election, and they like, why should they vote? And then last year's election, we saw a lot of people, you know, what's his name out in California, Newsom, kind of automatically just, oh, I'm elected again. Oh, gee, imagine that. He was all, people had recalled his election or something. He was like, oh, look, I'm elected again. How'd that happen? People love me. No, they don't, sir. They don't love you. We all don't like you. But they're seeing things where there's not a lot of hope. There's not a lot of hope for them. This is what they're seeing. And so I think it's up to us, my generation, us, the older ones, to instill in them that it's not necessarily the country that we're fighting for. We're fighting for freedom. And that's what I tell them all the time. It's not about who's in office. It's not about, you know, the country per se. I said it is about freedom. That's how the United States was birthed. We were fighting for freedom. Freedom from tyranny. We have a lot of tyranny going on, so now it's up to us and our generation, at times that we're living in right now, to stand up. We can't be the silent majority anymore. We need to stand up. We need to use the Constitution to save the Constitution, if you will. We need to use what's already there in writing and stand up for it. And okay, so we're going to be in the age now. This is taxation without representation all over again. Let's reread our history books. Let's why did we get started? Why did we do this? It's because of freedom, or it was because of tyranny, actually. And it's amazing that how some people are so afraid of freedom. Freedom comes with a lot of responsibility. It does. Ben Franklin said after they signed the Declaration, like, sir, what do we have? Do we have like, what did we do? What do we have? And he says, you have a free country if you can keep it. And we haven't been keeping it very well. I say shame on us to the older generations. Maybe we got too comfortable with how well America was doing, and we long for those days, sure. But we got so comfortable, we stopped being responsible for freedom. There is a Bill of Responsibilities. You guys can look that up online too. That shows you that we have a responsibility to keep this freedom and to keep the light going for the next generation. Yeah. I think my phone is getting to a point where I can't see stuff. Hold on. Hello. Let me see if I can get, nope, it's not working. Okay. Oh, I can't see. Hang on, let me see if I can adjust the brightness on my phone. It's kind of going down. Oh, nope, it's up. My phone's overheating. All right, so, sorry, you're getting a bad view of me right now. Yeah, vote with your brain, not with your heart. Do a pro and con of each candidate, who's going to provide the best for you and your family. Exactly. So yeah, I always tell them, don't vote because of, you like what they're wearing or how well they speak. You need to vote for vote their record. Like, look at what their voting record is, because that's how they will vote. They'll say one thing to you, but they'll vote another way. And so we need to be doing that. We need to be, you know, listening between the lines, like, listen to what they're saying, yeah, but look at their voting record, because that's what's going to happen. That's how they're going to operate when they get in office. Oh my gosh, it's shocking how many kids can't read. Parents don't want to be involved in their education. Yeah. This is awful. And my phone is overheating, so it's making the comments hard to understand. It's like, now it's getting hot. But yeah, you guys, oh my gosh, we have got to do so much. We got to do better with the younger generation. The kids, I guess they're called Gen Z. I guess those are kids that are like 23, 20, that are coming out of high school, that kind of thing. And then they'll call them Zoomers. And I hate the labels, because a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Gen Z is just, lazy, and, they don't care about anything or whatever. Well, what are we giving them to care about? We have to look at ourselves and, what are we doing? How are we helping them? Because, yeah, if you were to just look at this, like, I hear things, oh my gosh, I hear things come out of these young adults' mouths. They're just like, I hate my country. Oh, I hate my country. I don't like what's happening. I don't like what's going on. There's a lot of corruption. Yep, a lot of it. But we have to remember, we have to fight for freedom. We have to fight for the things that we already have. Okay, we have freedom. It's been declared, 1776, y'all. We have to fight for these freedoms, and we were able to do it. So we need to do it. And if it's only in our little community, then we fight for freedom in our community. That might be how it is. I mean, we can't. I think everyone's just looking at the national stage so much, and they're forgetting this little community that they're in. Because the biggest change that's going to happen is here in your community. Where you live. My taxes. You know, who my sheriff is. Who the county commissioner is, those kinds of things. Those are the ones where you're going to make the most difference, because this is where I live. The people that are, up in Congress, they should be representing me, yes. But the biggest change is going to be here. School, healthcare, finances, taxes, that kind of stuff is right here where we live. Sea bass, hey! Oh, you were out in the garden. Did you find any little mysterious vegetables or mysterious people stealing your vegetables or anything? My garden is behind me, and I got to do a lot of cleanup, because I'm going to be planting some things for the fall. I'm going to get some more lettuce going. I might get another round of potatoes so I can have a fall crop. And I have beets to plant. We have a seed exchange here in our local library. Has this seed exchange, and I got some beets. And so one of the things I need to do is to not only kind of like register. I just got on the site and said that, I took beets, and they want me to plant them, harvest them, let some go to seed, and then bring the seeds back into the exchange program. So I'm going to try that. I like beets anyway, but I did see on the package that I could plant them in August and get a harvest. So we're going to do that. Um, I'm going to try to make some salsa here. I saw a nice recipe. I think that was Double D Homestead. I think Dawn shared a recipe on how to make some salsa, and so I'm going to try that because I have enough tomatoes to do that. I'm pretty much done with cucumbers, and let's see, the beans are done, carrots are done. I'm pretty much done with everything, and I'm just going to start all over again. And I'm only going to do one bed, and I'm going to do something for the fall. And I've got another potato bag that's ready to go. So, ooh, is that CR I see? Hey, how you doing, CR? Good morning. Oh my gosh, Lori said that you used to have people steal your rhubarb. Yeah, I would have just given it to them. Excuse me, I would have done that too. I was like, I don't have a problem. Like, just ask. Don't just come and take. Just ask. Oh my gosh. What I don't like are these little critters that come in and take things without asking. You stop. You take. Stop it. Oh no, Virginia Bushcrafter, did you lose some friends? Oh, you found out they were never friends from the beginning. Oh gosh. Yeah, 2020 to 2021, that whole like year, it was awful, trying to talk to people, trying to talk sense into people. Suddenly you become the enemy. Things that I had talked about before, I think people just tolerated, and then they're like, shut up, and then shut up and do it, shut up and follow along, shut up and do what everybody else is doing. And I'm like, no. And someone said I was selfish because I was doing what I wanted to do, and I said, because I don't have to. Okay. And I was citing laws. I said, look, it's not even about preference. I said, there are laws on the books that protect me, that I don't have to participate in this thing. I don't have to say yes to this, right? I'm so, yeah, I guess I can do what I want to do. That's why, again, freedom, y'all. Freedom. That's what we fought for, to be able to move freely and live freely. It doesn't mean that I can like go out and do bad things. It's not necessarily that. It's freedom to live peacefully in society, to live, the way I want, worship the way I want, raise my children the way I want. That's what it's about. Yeah, I don't share so much because it's just, yeah, be careful what we share and how much we share. Yeah, I can give them what I could. I mean, but just don't come and take it, like assuming that whatever I have in my yard is yours. I mean, come on. Talk about entitlement. Wow, USMC, you had your garden in your front yard. Wow, I should try that. I should just try to put some stuff in the. You know what? Around here, people probably wouldn't even know that there was food growing in my front yard. They'd be like, "Oh, what's that?" Oh goodness. Mm, really starting to feel sun now. Woo! But there's still a nice breeze. I'm gonna stay out here for a little bit. But hey, y'all, this is Friday, so I haven't shown some um, the Friday Five videos. I haven't done some of those videos in a while. We've been, doing some summer stuff. So we're gonna get back on the bandwagon of doing the $5 Fridays. I think it's really important. It's really important to find what kind of pantry staples we can buy for our $5. I know you still can do it at Dollar Tree, and there's some still dollar deals at hello, Dollar General. Haven't been able to find any dollar deals at Family Dollar in my area, but that doesn't mean that they're out there, that they're not there. It's just in my area, this one particular store is really hard to find dollar items. Um, Let me think. Yeah, I still go to my Sharp Shopper store. That's my discount grocery store, and I still find some deals there. Um, but it's going to be even more of a challenge to try to keep up with that $5 Friday. So I think we should keep trying. Keep trying other ways where we can tighten up the belt. Some of us just can't, but I still say take $5 of your grocery bill and dedicate it to just stocking up a a pantry, and then like your pantry staples, things that you need to bake with: flour, sugar, yeast, baking soda, baking powder, those kinds of things, mixes, like Bisquick or pancake mixes, things like that if you can find them. And then get other things that you can have, like pasta and rice. You can always make a meal with that, tomato sauce. And then if you can find your canned meats, that's another thing to get if you can find those. Or, can meat deals that you might find at the store and can it, or freeze it, vacuum pack it, something. Freeze dry it, dehydrate it. Y'all get the things going. Get the kitchens fired up. Get your, all of your prepping storage items together. We gotta get doing that. Yeah, raised beds. That's what I did this year, Seabass. It was raised beds. I'm gonna buy two more, and I'm gonna set them up next year, and also I'll have my garden expansion project. Oh, creative redundancy. CR, your garden's wet with rain. I heard you were getting a lot of rain up there. I hope it helps the people up there in Canada with the fires. See, yeah, Dawn, the 50-cent items are now a dollar. I went to buy supplies for our upcoming AHG event. We have our kickoff event on Tuesday for our AHG troop, and our theme this year is woven. How we're all woven together, knitted together. We talk about that from families to individual, to how God knitted us together, everything about us, our lives, to our physical bodies. Anyway, that's our theme. So anyway, I went to get out. I'm doing a little weaving project, like weaving placemats, and I got some paints. And Walmart actually had these squeezable tempura paints. I think that's how you say it. But they were like, so you could just squeeze them out. They look like, if you guys like those baby food packages that you can squeeze applesauce out of and stuff, that's what the paints look like. And they had them for 50 cents. That was a shocker. Normal price was 78 cents, which I thought was an okay deal. But I like the fact that I can just squeeze out a little bit onto, a paper plate, and let the girls, they need to do like a little finger painting type of thing. They can just dip their finger, and we're going to do little dots and stuff. But anyway, TMI, too much information on that. But anyway, yeah, I was like surprised at some of the school stuff, school supplies. It was in that section, craft section, that they were inexpensive. Oh, Texas is so hot and dry. Yeah, Roman Prepper had a video up really early this morning. It was really early for him because, they're 2 hours behind me. And so he was talking about how hot it was going to be in their triple digit heat again for them today. They just have so much heat down south, y'all. Somebody on here earlier said it was so hot it hurt. Yeah, they check out their deals. I still, y'all, that Flash Food app, I haven't shared a pickup in a long time, but I just picked up my Flash Food order. So I do the Flash Food app, check it out and see if it's in your area. I know that there's a lot of you all that said that it wasn't available in your area, but do check. And I have a referral code down in the description box of a lot of my videos. There's a referral code in there, and that'll save you $10 off your first order. But anyway, I spent $17 yesterday, and I got 2 boxes of fresh, crisp lettuce. I got a big box of spring mix. I got 3 bags of those chopped salad kits. Oh my gosh, we love those. And then I got 2, well, actually, it would be 10 total egg rolls for $5, which is amazing to me. We had egg rolls for dinner last night. But I bought all of that for $17. So, and then they have these veggie boxes where they just kind of throw in a bunch of different fruits or vegetables together. Some boxes are full of peppers and maybe cucumbers, or another box will be tomatoes, or something will be apples and other stuff, whatever. But do check those out. Ooh, hardtack. Yeah, that's something on my list that I want to make. And I also want to make crackers, like homemade crackers. That's something else I want to do. And making my own bread is on my list of things that I want to do. We're going to be all about learning skills this year in our homeschool, going back to homeschooling. My daughter expressed an interest in wanting to learn how to make clothes. We made a skirt for her recently. She picked a pattern that was a little too advanced, so we're going to go back to simple things where we can just get her really solid on learning basic stitches, and then and so that she can move into learning how to make her own clothes. She wanted to do that. And let's see, we're going to be doing sustainable living is another one. So basically, kind of, I guess if you want to put that under a home ec class, that would be an elective. But we're gonna do that. We actually have a trip planned to the state capitol the end of September. We have an outdoor camping trip planned in October. So but we're working on sustainable living. So that means that we're gonna learn how to do some canning. I only know how to water bath can. I do have the fancy canner. I have the Cadillac canner. What is that? The All-American. I have that. I've used it once, and it was a long while ago that I don't remember anything of what I did. So, I'm a newbie as far as that goes. I can water bath can, but yeah, the other stuff, the big heavy duty, I can use my Instapot for things, but that's not canning. Ooh, it's scrolling really fast. What are y'all talking about? Oh, Lori, oh, you've tried to make bread. The loaves always look pathetic. Aw. I think the more we do it, the better we get. Hey, is X24 in here? Oh, hey. Good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is where you're at. Hello. Oh, gosh, the sun. Yeah, the more we do it, the better we get, right? Hey, Kathy, do you attend the Homesteaders of America conference in Fort Royal? I missed it. I wanted to go, and I had it already. I'm gonna go get tickets, and then next thing I know, they were sold out, so I didn't get to go. So I want to try to go next year. Hopefully they'll have it. Do you go, Kathy? Because that would be we need to hook up, Kathy. Yeah. Pass me a parasol. Oh my gosh, I could probably go inside my basement door and grab one. Will this, let me see this. Ah, I don't want to lose you guys. Will this work? How about that? Hey. Yeah, what's happened is that it's making, my phone is getting hot. So, from the sun, and it's taking the brightness down. Let me see. Yep, it's still taking I can't see, so it's not, it's hard for me to see the comments. Yep, so that's our thing, is we're gonna be making more things from scratch this year. And you know what? We're just gonna make it part of homeschool. There's something else. You guys have maybe heard of some of these other terms going back to homeschooling. So you've heard of unschool and then life schooling. I don't know if you've heard of those. But unschooling, when in 2020, when lockdowns were going on, I was in lots of live streams and conferences, mini webinars. That's what I'm talking about. And with people who were, they're like, "What do we do? What do we do?" And so we're offering our expertise, and to because this is like what we do all the time. And I told them, I said, what you need to go through, parents that pull their kids out of public school because they want to start homeschooling, you need to actually spend some time unschooling first. Because if you are trying to recreate the classroom in your home, that's not homeschooling. You're just doing class at home. And there are lots of school districts, I don't know if that's in your area, but in our area, they call it K-12 or K through 12 something, and that's their homeschooling that they have. And you sign up and you can homeschool at home, because there were a lot of kids that if they get too much time off because they're sick and that kind of thing, then they will sign them up for that, and they can do their school at home because they've missed too many days, I guess. That happened in, my sister-in-law is a teacher, and that happened with one student. He missed too many days because of an illness, and so he had to complete the rest of his year at home, which I thought was ridiculous, because now this kid's going to get lost in the system. He's going to fall through the cracks because he doesn't have the home life available to him to be able to work with him at home, and they wouldn't send a tutor in to work with him except 2 days a week. So I'm like, well, what's going to happen to that kid? And somebody like me, I couldn't have him like, well, you can just come over to my house, I'll homeschool you. Nope, can't do that because I'm not, recognized by the state as an official teacher. So it really bugs me, because so at this point, it's not about the benefit of the child. What happened to no child left behind, right? It's just they don't really care about the well-being of the students and what they're actually learning. So anyway, I said all of that to say, unschooling, you have to go through a period of getting out of that thinking, of those habits of you have to be regimented, we have to start at 8 o'clock, and we have to do this in every hour and this and that. No, your actual schooling time, and I only school 5 hours a day, okay? Actual instruction time. Now, does my daughter have homework when she homeschools? Absolutely she does, because there are things that she has to do on her own. She has to read. She has to, I don't need to read with her. She reads on her own. And then we talk about it in the next day we meet together. She'll have to read 2 or 3 chapters of a book. So I assign her that work, and then she'll read, and if she, she'll do the questions, and then we meet the next day. We go over the review, just like you would at school. But the instruction, because it's one-on-one, or maybe at the time I was doing 3 kids at one time, it's 1 person to 3 students. I can get so much done, and there's no need for busy work. There's no need for homeroom check-in. They and the homework that they do have when they work on projects and things like that, well, yes, they do that, and that's on their own time. But the actual instruction time that I actually have with them is approximately 5 hours, and we're done. So from 10 to 3, we're doing school and we're done. That's our school day. So I don't even know why I started getting on that. I gotta start homeschooling next year. You know what? I'm actually, I have it on the books. I've been trying to plan a week's worth of videos or live streams for homeschooling. Those who are thinking about off-grid homeschooling. That's what I'm calling it. I'm pretty much, I'm off-grid because as far as homeschooling goes, is because I do everything. I order, I've actually just even looked online, and I have purchased things from other teachers. There's Teachers Pay Teachers, and you can get things for really cheap. It's all about me. Y'all know Sassy Gal looks for the deals, right? And we try to do things, because homeschooling can be expensive. And so we look for, we look for these deals, and I want to be able to share resources and experience and how to get started, things you need to look for, all that kind of stuff. And so I've got that in the works. And if any of you are homeschool families, I would love to have you be part of that. You don't have to actually be online on camera with me, I should say, but you can be if you want to be. But I would love to have you, on camera with me. Maybe we'll just have a roundtable discussion and record videos, and then I can upload videos after I've edited. So, but if you want to talk to me about that, send me an email to sassygalprepping@proton.me. Sassygalprepping at proton.me, and send me an email there, and we'll talk about it, because I need to get this going, because I've had so many people talk about wanting to pull their kids out of school, and I think there's going to be a lot of that happening this year. Gosh, I can't see these comments anymore because of the sun. Speaking of that, I should probably, it's been an hour. I can at least see the time a little bit. So I appreciate y'all getting on with me here, and just chatting with me this morning. Didn't intend to talk about homeschool, but like I said, let's just talk about whatever comes up in the chat. So y'all, be sassy out there, but keep it classy. And I will catch you in the next video. You all have a great day. Mwah, mwah. Thanks for being here.